My name is Michelle Kirkland. I'm a 38-year-old office worker. I've been married to my husband Andrew for 15 years. He works in sales and is often busy. He doesn't get to play with our daughters much, and they are sad about it, but Andrew doesn't seem to care at all. He doesn't really like kids to begin with, and he gets angry quickly when they make noise, which scares them. Our eldest daughter, Sarah, who is in the 6th grade, tries to read his expressions and act accordingly, but our younger daughter, Monica, who is in 1st grade, is not that mature. So, she gets scolded almost daily and is always on edge. Seeing our children like this makes me feel terrible. I told Andrew, play with the kids before scolding them. But it never got through to him. Our family isn't very close. Although my relationship with the kids is good, the overall family dynamic isn't great. Despite my strained relationship with my husband, the kids are growing up well, stimulating each other without many fights due to their age difference. They are close sisters. One day, the school had a substitute holiday. I took the day off work and stayed home. Usually, I would ask my parents to help, or when Sarah got older, they would stay home alone sometimes. I was grateful for the times they kept each other company while I worked, so I planned to make a special snack for them, but I ran out of flour. I told them to wait a bit while I went to the store to buy some flour and drove to the supermarket. Even when I had to work on weekends, Andrew would often avoid babysitting, making the girls wait alone for an hour or two until my in-laws or parents arrived. Sarah is very responsible, which makes this possible, but leaving my adorable daughters alone still makes me uneasy. After buying the flour, I headed home. I was delayed because a chatty neighbor caught me on my way back. When I got home, I heard the girls' happy voices, but there were also some unfamiliar voices. One of the male voices sounded like my husband's. I cautiously entered the house and realized the voices were coming from the bedroom. I moved closer and listened at the door, but could only make out indistinct sounds. At that moment, I remembered something. In our bedroom, we still had a baby monitor we used when the kids were small. I sometimes leave the kids at home alone, and recently, we've been using the baby monitors like security cameras. We have them all over the house, including the bedroom. I activated the camera from my phone and saw footage of my husband and a woman about to engage in something when the kids walked in. The girls seemed to think it was some sort of play and felt something was off. So I checked the camera in the living room and saw Andrew and the woman looking surprised to see the girls. When I leave the house, I always turn on the cameras in the living room and entrance. Reviewing all the footage, I saw that the girls were indeed surprised by Andrew's arrival, but Monica had been playing house with Sarah and invited Andrew and the woman to join them. Sarah seemed to sense something was wrong, but Monica probably thought Andrew had brought a friend over and encouraged them to play. "Welcome," Monica said, and then Sarah added, "Miss, welcome to our home," with a smile. Andrew looked relieved, and the woman said, "So cute," while trying to play along. I was thrilled that this could be solid evidence. "Sarah? Monica? Don't tell Mom about this, okay? Secret? Why? Aren't you friends?" "Yes, but..." A panicked Andrew was served tea by Monica, who said, "Here's your tea." Then the girls started bombarding them with questions like detectives. Monica played the role of a hospitable innkeeper. "Where did you two become friends?" "We met at work." I joined the company and became colleagues despite the age difference. "How old are you?" "I'm 24. I graduated from college and joined the company." "You're both so cute." I didn't know Andrew had such adorable daughters. "I want to take you both as my own." She laughed, but Sarah didn't. "What kind of relationship do you have?" "We're friends, right?" "Yes, very close friends." "Yes, very deep friends." "Work friends?" "Then why did you come to our house? Have you been here often?" "Don't tell your mom, okay?" "I've been here a few times." "Do you like Dad?" "Well, like... as a friend?" An adult friendship." She laughed again. I did a fist pump while watching the footage. Sarah had asked all the right questions. A perfect performance. Andrew had struggled mentally a few months after Sarah was born, quitting his job. He started working again but relapsed and quit. I had always worked, so I worked even harder for him. The age gap between Sarah and Monica is because Andrew wasn't mentally stable. Those were tough times. He was mentally broken and had suicidal thoughts. It was the hardest time of my life. So, seeing him cheat didn't shock me much. I am experienced. 2 years ago, my husband finally started working at a company. It was initially through a recommendation from his parents, but he managed to keep the job. The reason was that woman. He could keep the job because he had a girlfriend. I was stunned. I supported him through his mental breakdown, and he betrayed me by cheating. Maybe he wants to use his mental weakness as an excuse, but bringing her home multiple times makes me sick. Gradually, my irritation grew, and I finally stormed into the bedroom. Andrew turned pale. "What are you doing in my bedroom with my daughters?" "Mom. We were waiting for you." "Welcome back, Mom. Did you get the flower?" "Why is Michelle here?" "If the kids are off, of course, I'm home." I was about to make a snack, but it seems we have something to discuss first. Who is this woman, and why is she in front of my daughters dressed like that? Mom. She said she's very close to Dad." "Oh really, friends, huh?" I looked at the woman. "Nice to meet you. I'm Karen. I work with Andrew, and sometimes we go on sales calls together. We'd take breaks here. I guess Andrew and you should talk." "Sarah, Monica, would you like to play with me? Your playroom is next door, right? I went in there with you before." "Why were you in their playroom? Why did you have to say that?" They started arguing. Ignoring the tension, Monica continued playing hostess. "Would you like to take a bath?" Sarah, trying to help, said, "Monica, should I help her with a bath?" and took Monica away. I turned to Andrew and Karen. "You mentioned something about the playroom. You didn't do anything weird there, right?" Don't bother lying. I can't believe this." Andrew said it excited him. "Stop saying unnecessary things. I thought we should be honest since we got caught." I was shocked to see the kids today. I've been coming here almost every day recently. "Oh, really? And how long has this been going on?" "We've been seeing each other for 2 years. We got together shortly after we met." "Andrew? I supported you, and this is how you repay me?" "Of course I appreciate you. I love you. You told me you loved me too." "Why would you say that? Can't you be quiet for a moment?" "But your wife wants to know about us." We fell in love right away. I always liked older men, so Andrew was perfect for me. I knew he had a wife and kids, but I couldn't stop my feelings. We've been dating ever since. Andrew comes to me every day, even at work. It's not my fault if you don't satisfy him. Andrew is still very active, more than younger guys. I've been very satisfied. He said he'd divorce you soon, so I believed him. You will, right? Andrew, explain this yourself. The thing is, you haven't been there for me lately. You worked all the time even when I was mentally struggling. The kids were noisy, and you scolded me when I yelled at them. Isn't that unfair? You should have supported me. When we had our second child, you only cared about the baby. You ignored me. After all that, I couldn't see you as a woman anymore. Then I met Karen at the company. She cares about me. Of course, I am attracted to her. Are you saying I shouldn't have worked to support us? You underestimate your family. Wow, you're so cruel. I would have worked from home and supported Andrew. Is that so? Feeling like I was watching a melodrama, I felt disgusted. At that moment, Monica entered, shouting, "Guests." But it seemed I was the guest now. Hey. Don't just sit there, start cooking. And you, start cleaning. She began giving orders. Mom works every day and is tired. Today, you're the guests, so do your jobs. I don't know where she learned it, but she started giving instructions energetically. Sarah was struggling to hold back her laughter. Monica is really into it, she said, which made the situation even more amusing. Just then, the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, there were my in-laws and Andrew's sister and her husband. Since the girls had the day off, we had invited everyone over for lunch. I'm very close with my in-laws, so this was not unusual. Hearing their voices, Andrew, who had been cleaning, came to the entrance and looked very surprised. But he wasn't as shocked as Karen, who was still following Monica's orders for household chores. "Who's that young woman?" "She doesn't look like one of Michelle's friends," my mother-in-law asked. "Oh, that's Andrew's mistress. Apparently, he started cheating on me after I didn't support him enough when he was dealing with his mental health issues." "What?" My mother-in-law's loud voice echoed through the house. I then explained what had happened. "He's been cheating for a while, but he says it's my fault for not supporting him. According to her, I'm a terrible wife because I didn't work from home to support him when he was sick." "What nonsense!" my mother-in-law yelled, and my sister-in-law took the girls to the playroom to give us privacy. "Who do you think you are?" she demanded. "Well, I know more about her than you do," I said, showing the footage from the baby monitor. I show them the video recording. "What the hell is this? What do you think it is? You never helped with the kids, so I had to use baby monitors all over the house for their safety. They're good enough to control with my phone. You both were stupid enough to leave all the evidence behind." As I explained, my mother-in-law got on her knees and apologized. "It's okay. Please, don't worry about it." "But how can I not? I'm so sorry." "It's fine. This isn't your fault. And apparently, I'm partly to blame, according to them." "That's not true. I can't forgive that you, a man, would betray the woman you love. I can't believe that someone like you is my son." My father-in-law, a very serious man, couldn't believe Andrew's betrayal. "You betrayed the woman you vowed to love. I can't believe my son would do such a thing. But it's not like that. She seduced me. She said she likes older men and tempted me. As a man, I couldn't resist." "You would have done the same in your youth, right, Dad?" "If I had a family, I wouldn't." "You're making excuses. It doesn't matter who initiated it. What do you have to say for yourself?" He came on to me. We went on sales calls, and he invited me to a hotel during the day, saying he had a lot of energy. I do like older men, but I couldn't have made the first move. He did. "That's not true. You started it. How can you lie in front of my parents?" "Weren't you the one who bought me coffee and took me to a hotel that night? Don't you remember?" "Shut up. Both of you, shut up. Have you no shame?" my father-in-law shouted, and they both fell silent. Then, the doorbell rang again. When I went to the entrance, I welcomed my parents and brought them to the living room. Andrew and Karen's faces grew even more tense. Because my parents had arrived. I had messaged them about the situation. "What the hell are you doing? This is unacceptable," my father yelled, moving to hit Andrew. But my mother stopped him. "I brought the divorce papers. Sign them. This is a misunderstanding. It's just a fling. When women cheat, it's serious, but for men, it's just play. There's nothing serious about it. I was only with her physically, and I promised her divorce just to keep the affair going. Please, don't make me get a divorce. Michelle, what do you think? I'm divorcing you. It's obvious. Oh, I didn't mention it, but they've been doing it in Sarah and Monica's room too. How can we live happily after that? It's impossible. Did you really do that? You disgust me." My in-laws were exasperated, and my parents were angrier than I had ever seen them, even making me a bit scared. But despite the gravity of the situation, Those two kept up their foolish conversation. Let's get divorced. I'm here and we can be happy together. You think you can support me? Michelle has a high-ranking position at her company. Do you think I can just throw that away? The only reason I could buy you presents was because of her money. So, apologize and get out without saying anything. That's horrible. I love you, so why? You told me you loved me so many times. I made my vows to Michelle. I can't be with you. It was just physical. Do you understand? I have no intention of being with you anymore, so get out. Despite Andrew's harsh words, Karen was undeterred. I'll call you again after the divorce, she said. I was truly appalled. Sign the divorce papers. I won't sign. Sign them, my father-in-law commanded with an intimidating look. Andrew, frightened, picked up the pen and signed. There, it's done. Let's get remarried, Karen chirped. Shut up. Just be quiet. They continued their nonsensical exchange until Sarah reappeared. Even after hurting Mom, you're still acting like this? What are you thinking? Did you think I didn't understand? Just leave Mom alone and be with that young woman. Sarah, convince Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma. Won't you be sad if I leave? I won't miss you at all. You never took care of us and only yelled. We don't need someone like that. Don't say that. Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. She must have been holding back a lot. I felt so heartbroken. Then, despite my sister-in-law's efforts to hold her back, Monica came out. Mom is sad because of you. Stop hurting her. I hate anyone who hurts Mom. So, I hate you, Dad. Monica said, tears streaming down her face. I tried to stop them, but they insisted on coming out to support their mom. Thank you for watching them. It's okay now. No, it's not okay. Kids, you need to understand. I said this woman was a friend, so everyone's misunderstanding. You need to clear this up. Mom and Dad will really separate. You don't understand anything. Being separated from me is what will make Mom the saddest. I was there before you were born. You're here because of me. Tell her. Hurry. Andrew yelled at the girls again. But this time was different. With tears in her eyes, Sarah spoke. Dad, you think yelling solves everything. I know you yelled at Mom late at night, blaming us for being selfish. Monica and I always tried to stay quiet, but you still yelled. You hurt Mom. I know we're here because of both of you. But Mom raised us. You didn't. You were always on your phone, yelling at us for just laughing at the TV. Is that a father? Should we thank someone who just made us and didn't raise us? Calling someone like you Dad is impossible. I was shocked to hear these words from my 6th grader, but my father-in-law was even more stunned. You really are a disgrace. I can no longer call you my son. Once this divorce is final and you pay the alimony, we'll sever all ties. Right, dear? Of course. We don't need a son like him. Michelle, I'm so sorry. We'll hire a lawyer and cover all the costs. Why do you get to decide? I've only been working for 2 years. I don't have that kind of money. Don't you remember what you just said? You spent Michelle's money on that woman, and now you claim you have none? You don't even intend to pay it back? You're despicable. My father-in-law shouted louder than I'd ever heard, and I was shocked. He didn't care about our reactions as he grabbed Andrew by the collar. Let's go. Don't come back home for a while. He dragged him out. Karen remained, trying to weasel her way out. I did nothing wrong, so I won't pay any money. He invited me, after all. And would a woman nearing 40 really take money from a girl in her early 20s? That's just pathetic, right? She said, smiling at me as if expecting sympathy. I was about to give her a piece of my mind when someone unexpected stepped in front of me. You've got to be kidding me. What are you talking about? It was my sister-in-law, speaking in a strong, intimidating tone. You're the one who destroyed this family. My sister-in-law has 2 children and you hurt her. You think you can just walk away without taking responsibility? Who do you think will let that happen? No one. Sister-in-law? I tried to stop her, but her husband held me back. I hate people like you who do crooked things. You destroyed a family and think you can walk away saying, I'm not at fault? The only thing waiting for you is a big fat alimony bill. Why should I? We'll be sisters if I marry him, so why bother? I may need to be nice to you out of formality, but I'm young and stylish. Unlike this old lady, I could teach you a lot. Do you even understand the situation? You clearly don't. Come with me, I'll set you straight. My sister-in-law dragged Karen away. 2 days later, my in-laws came to my house. We're so sorry for everything. It's fine. How are the procedures going? We've hired a lawyer and can claim $100,000 from our son and $60,000 from her. The lawyer got very angry after hearing the whole story. I'm glad we chose a female lawyer. Thank you. I'm really sorry for all the trouble. It's okay. It's not your fault. We're keeping him at home and making sure he doesn't run away. Don't worry. Why are you doing all this for me? You supported him through his hardest times without a word of complaint. You missed the best years with your children because you were working to support him. Yet he betrayed you. As a mother, I deeply respect you. I can't forgive my son for what he did. Thank you. I've decided to move back in with my parents. Please ensure he stays away from us. Of course. Leave everything to us. I was grateful for such strong support. Divorce is exhausting, but thanks to my in-laws, it went smoothly for me. The divorce was finalized, and Andrew was cut off from his family. He tried to work hard to pay the hefty alimony, but rumors about him and Karen led to both of them being fired. Though Andrew initially planned to leave her, they ended up living together out of mutual need. Karen, more invested in Andrew than expected, started working nights to pay the alimony. However, Andrew's mental health declined again. Karen, unable to support him, tried to leave but couldn't because he kept threatening suicide. Once beautiful, Karen became worn out, her skin rough and covered in rashes. In the end, both were hospitalized with mental issues, a fitting punishment for their betrayal. When my sister-in-law asked if we could pause the alimony payments, I agreed, considering the circumstances. I told her as long as they stayed away, the payments could stop. She thanked me, but I just wanted to cut all ties. Now, I live happily with my daughters. My parents had always offered to let us live with them when Andrew was struggling, so they welcomed us with open arms. Sarah and Monica understood everything and cooperated beautifully. I'm truly grateful. Being a single mother now, I'm determined to raise them with love and care.